Thanks for tuning in to the KRVN Sports Podcast page, your home for all of the local broadcasts produced by KRVN Sports. This page and the playback is brought to you by Hoegemeyer Hybrids, raising the bar on yield performance. It's time for Comments with Coach Cook, our weekly visit with Nebraska volleyball coach John Cook. I'm Jason Jorgensen. Coach, what an epic matchup on Tuesday with Creighton. Found a way to win it, and wherever I've gone this week, this is a match that all anybody wants to talk about.
Well, Creighton's very good. It was a heck of a volleyball match. It was really high level. It was a battle. So I thought we punched them, they punched us back, and then we got the last swing in the fifth game and played a great game in the fifth game to win it. They played great too. We were just a couple plays better.
Probably not much of a surprise in that one. Was that turned into the match you figured it would be or could be?
Yeah, I mean, Creighton has their best team they've ever had, and they're ranked top 10 now, and they're gonna be a force, especially by the time we get to the NCAA tournament. They've got great players at every position. They're really well coached, and it's pretty amazing we got two top 10 teams playing each other in the state of Nebraska.
And it's got to make it feel good that all eyes of the state was on this match. People were either watching this thing or listening to it.
It's you're right. It was a Tuesday night, so there's not much else going on.
Although there was a presidential debate.
Oh yeah, who cares about that? But with the combines really aren't out yet.
No, they're not.
Getting close. So yeah, so we had center stage.
You have so many big numbers you put up over the years and so many streaks, but I think the fact that you still have never lost to them, as good as they have been, is very impressive, especially with an in-state rival.
Well, it's tough, and we had a lot of close matches. I think 3 out of the last 6 have gone 5 games. So, but you got to give Creighton a lot of credit. Their coaches built that program, and they've beaten a lot of other good teams, and so it has become. It never used to be a rivalry, and we played them doing a favor to help build that program, and now it's a true rivalry.
All right, so moving on, you're back at it with your Nebraska Classic. You're going to take on Arizona State and Wichita State. Sounds like the Sun Devils have a nice team. What's the scouting report on them?
Well, they have a really good team. They've got a couple graduate players. They've got a middle blocker who hasn't made an error yet. They got a great setter. They transferred from Washington State. So they're ranked 14th right now. So, I mean, our next few weeks here is just very challenging schedule. So we're going to have to really buckle down and get ready to play some great volleyball.
But I'm sure this is the way you wanted it. I mean, I know you wanted to test this bunch, and you certainly will be before Big Ten action starts.
Well, yeah, we're going to get tested, and we're going to get tested in the Big Ten. So, yeah, it's great for the fans. It's not much fun for the coaches.
Off season's one thing, and then you get into the season. Do you ever ask yourself, what do we schedule them for? I mean, does that ever cross your mind?
Well, yeah, it has this year because, a lot of these schedules, like, Stanford, Louisville are, part of a 4-year deal. We're in the 4th year of that. Now when you add Oregon, Washington, USC, and UCLA into our conference, that's what we didn't anticipate. So, but you got to get ready for the conference. So it's a tough problem to solve, to figure out how tough do you want to be, and can you get some wins, but you got to get ready for the conference. So it's very challenging now. But the bottom line is there's a lot of great teams in volleyball now across the country. Just look at there's upsets every night. We got beat by SMU. I mean, and then of course SMU goes and loses to an unranked team, and then they turn around and they beat Baylor, I think on Sunday at Baylor. So they got a good win, but you got to be ready to go every night.
I'm going to ask you, you've got these games coming fast and furious. Not a lot of practice time. How do you work that with the team? Because I'm sure when you do have those moments of practice time, you've got to work hard on that and make sure you're getting better. How do you do that when you don't have a ton of practice time?
It's very challenging, and I try to be really creative in how we design practice. And we got to maintain, can't wear them out, can't overwork them. So you got to try to do a smoke and mirrors a little bit in practice. We're trying to learn things, but trying to do it in a way that's not, doesn't. We got to continue to stay rested and fresh going into these matches. So it's challenging. We'll probably rethink how we do scheduling next year especially in the non-conference. But our non-conference is so short. You're trying to cram these matches in, and so is everybody else. So it's part of the problem with volleyball. Basketball's got, they got exhibition games. They got a month to get ready. They've got, they're over 2 semesters. We're just crammed in 1 semester. So that's what makes it feel like what you're referring to.
In a perfect world, how would you like to see that laid out? Do you think there's a way to solve that, to make that better?
Yeah, we need to start our season earlier and move everything up a little bit and just have more time. And potentially, for us, let us work with our athletes in the summer, which we can't do. Basketball can. And basketball doesn't start till November, but they can work with their athletes in the summer. Football can work with their athletes in the summer. Volleyball cannot.
All right, Coach. Well, hey, we appreciate the time, and good luck this weekend as you host the Nebraska Classic.
All right, great.
That was Nebraska volleyball coach John Cook. The Huskers back at it Friday night as they take on nationally ranked Arizona State. Then on Saturday, they'll battle Wichita State. And then, of course, coming up next week, the huge home matchup against Stanford. For comments with Coach Cook, I'm Jason Jorgensen.